gain access to the classroom where the equipment was stored. Both incidents were caught by surveillance cameras. Anyone with information about the theft can contact the Flint Police Department, and anyone looking to make a donation can visit sbev.org. WSGW News Time 9:07.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront Saginaw. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are so excited to welcome back our downtown Saginaw Farmers Market. Support our farmers and our small businesses, like the Little Yarn Shop, Valerie B's Cupcakes, the ever-popular Top King, and the creative Thrive Creative Innovations. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming events. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we'll see you at the market. This is Rachel from the boardroom, located inside the SVRC Marketplace, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., offering everyday lunch specials and a full bar with over 20 Michigan brews on tap. Come enjoy one of the only outdoor patios right on Riverfront Saginaw. Follow us on Facebook for our live entertainment schedule as we welcome local talent Thursday through Friday. Did you know we offer food and alcohol catering for indoor and off-site events? Contact us at 989-770-0233 for more information. Get on board and support small.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Hallucinogen use is on the rise among young adults in the United States. According to a new study by the University of Michigan, young adults ages 19 to 30 nearly doubled the use of non-LSD hallucinogens from 2018 to 2021. Those include mushrooms, peyote, and PCP. In 2018, the use of the drugs was 3.4%. In 2021, that use increased to 6.6%. U of M says additional research is needed to conclude negative consequences, but previous research has shown non-medical hallucinogen use is associated with risks of substance use disorders and anxiety. You don't need any money or a license to enjoy outdoor fun this weekend. Michigan News Network's Luke Sloan reports.
That's because it's the DNR's 3 free weekend. Michiganders across the state can go outside and enjoy fishing, off-roading, and state park entry, all free of charge and without a license. The fun runs all day tomorrow and Sunday. Michigan boasts 4,000 miles of state-designated off-roading trails, 103 state parks, and probably about 1 million fishing spots. Of course, many of those secret fishing spots. The DNR says the point of 3 free weekend is to introduce people to outdoor activities that they've never enjoyed. I'm Luke Sloan for the Michigan News Network.
A 24-year-old New Hampshire man, Craig Wormy, has been sentenced to 13 years in prison for shipping fentanyl to Grand Rapids in the mail. Wormy pleaded guilty to conspiring to distribute fentanyl. Investigators say he operated an online store on the dark web called Dope King USA. They say he was offering different forms of heroin for sale, and some of the orders went to undercover agents in Grand Rapids. U.S. attorneys say the heroin they ordered was actually fentanyl. They say that Wormy made more than $417,000 over 7 months last year. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 9:10. Now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Your Friday has a high of 78 degrees with partly to mostly sunny skies. We'll have a northwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour as well, which will help with our air quality. We are still seeing a plume of smoke this morning, but then behind that into the afternoon with that northwest wind, our air quality will be improving. Into tonight, mostly clear with a low of 50 and just a light northwest wind. Saturday, a west wind at 5 to 15 with a high of 84. Will be mostly sunny before a slight chance of an evening shower. More rain as we go into your Sunday, even the late parts of Saturday night, but then especially on Sunday during the afternoon, that's where we could see longer stretches of that rainfall. We'll have a high of 71 on Sunday. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Current temperature at WSGW, 63 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good morning and welcome to the Art Lewis Show. This is Matt Felan with Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, filling in for Art this week as he's on vacation. And folks, we made it to Friday, and we are going to hear all about some great things to do in Isabella County here in the first hour this morning. I think folks know when we talk regionalism in the Great Lakes Bay region, we mean Bay, Saginaw, Midland, and Isabella County. Isabella County joined the regional fray about 10 to 11 years ago. They've become an invaluable partner, but one that we want to highlight this morning because I oftentimes think that folks may take for granted the things that are closer by than trips downstate. So with me today, I have Chris Rowley, Executive Director of the Mt Pleasant Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And I also have Erik Rodriguez, the Interim Public Relations Director with the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe. Good morning, Erik.
Good morning, Matt. Thank you for the invite this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Chris, we're going to start right with you. Can you talk about the Mt Pleasant Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, your role in Isabella County, and just really, I think listeners always like to learn a little bit more about who's on the air. Just tell us a little bit about yourself as well.
Sure. I'm the Executive Director for the Mt Pleasant Convention and Visitors Bureau. So my counterpart, Annie Rummel, is who probably a lot of people would know. But we're a destination and development organization. So we work on marketing and managing Isabella County. So what does that mean? So certainly we market it for visitors, for leisure travel, for golf, for meetings, being centrally located within the state. We are a great hub for different meetings from around the state. And then also we do a lot of sports tournaments and working on that. So we are a year-round destination and we work on bringing visitors to town. We also can invest in our community and improve our community. So we've done some different destination development projects. Most recently, this past weekend, we did a paint the pavement. So if you come through our downtown, we have 4 intersections on our Broadway Street in downtown that are all painted that the CVB helped. So those types of things. About myself, I am a Mt Pleasant local, born and raised, moved away for like 10 months and then came back. So I'm told that doesn't count as a boomerang. I'm just a lifer. So a graduate of CMU. My parents went to CMU. My grandma went to CMU. My husband. So I have very strong roots within Isabella County. I'm a mom, so I wear that hat a lot too. So I'm always running around and busy, but I love it.
So, Chris, I was actually asking Dana Muscott from Bay City yesterday. I don't think when she was in high school and college, she was thinking to herself, you know what, I'm going to be a city manager. Same thing in a role like yours. I don't think when you're younger, people are like, you know what, I'm going to lead tourism efforts for my community. How did you get into this business?
Yeah, what's really crazy is that in Central, I started out in education, went to marketing or hospitality actually, and then switched to marketing. And so my degree, I have a bachelor's in business administration, and I have a master's in marketing and a minor in hospitality. And I'm doing marketing in the hospitality field. Like I'm actually using my degree. What did I want to do with it? I didn't know. And actually I was living in Hazlitt, Lansing area, working in Okemos when I got the job here at the CVB. I have a passion for Mt Pleasant and I get to sell it every day. And tell others how great it is. So it fell in my lap. I actually worked my way up. So I started here as a marketing assistant. Became marketing coordinator and did sold meetings for Mt Pleasant, which I still love to do because it's not a matter of if, it's when groups are coming to Mt Pleasant because of our great location. So I did that, and then I became director back in 2007. So been doing this a long time, but I really enjoy it.
And Chris, you have with you today Erik Rodriguez, who sits on your board and also happens to be the ultimate tourism partner with the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe. Erik, I always think it's great when we talk to anyone from the tribe, if you could kind of give us that 50,000 foot view of what is the tribe, because I think oftentimes people immediately think the casino, which is great. We all love it. It's a good time, a great entertainment venue, but that's just one economic tool at the disposal of the tribe. The tribe is so much more. Can you just talk about the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe first?
Yeah, thank you, Matt. And it's always part of the job that I love to do, and that's tell people and educate people about who the tribe really is. Not too long ago, not many people were familiar with the tribe, its membership, and the resources, and being a collaborative partner here in the region. The tribe is one of 12 federally recognized tribes here in Michigan. Our membership is about 3,600. Of that 3,600, we have just under 1,800 that live here locally in the region. Also, when you look at that, we offer so many diverse programs to our memberships and to the community. The casino, our economic arm, as you mentioned, allows us to offer programming for public safety, our own tribal court, our own tribal fire, our own tribal police. We have ACFS department, which is our Anishinaabe Child and Family Services department. That is similar to the Michigan DHHS, which helps those at-risk youth. We have our behavioral health teams. We have our own NIMKI clinic, which is our medical, our dental, our vision clinic, and so many more programs that really we're able to give not only to our members of other tribes, but also great resources to the community. And we're very thankful for that opportunity to be here in the region.
Yeah, that's great, Eric. Our good friend Frank Cloutier, who is one of your tribal council members, has been a leader in the Great Lakes Bay region for years. Also talks about how when he looks at the Great Lakes Bay region, that's the number one market for business for the Saginaw Chippewa Indian tribe. So that partnership between the tribe, in which I want to point out, I think this is an important distinction. The region's really 4 counties and a sovereign nation, which is the Saginaw Chippewa Indian tribe. That relationship to the region is incredibly important, isn't it, Eric?
Extremely important. And I think when you look at that, there's opportunity there. As a sovereign nation, we are able to pull in federal resources that not only give to the community here in Isabella County, but throughout the region. It allows us to have some legislative power and in collaboration with those not only state legislators, but federal legislators to help bring awareness to what's happening in our region. And Matt, you're 100% correct. Our largest market for our gaming operations and community impact comes from the Great Lakes Bay region, that Bay, Midland, Saginaw area. And we couldn't do it without the support from them.
Yeah, and Eric, you also here in the last, time flies. I feel like with COVID, I have lost my sense of time. But let's say in the last, 6 or 7 years, you also opened Saginaw up in Standish, correct?
Yeah, now it's been 16 years, Matt. So 2007 is when we brought that property.
Thinking of the new hotel property.
Correct. Yep, that was 6 years ago now when we added the hotel. But yeah, it's, when we talk not only Isabella County, Aranet County, that is our satellite reservation, as we call it, but the home for the Saginaw Chippewa Indian tribe, as we were hunter-gatherers. We were originally located on the Saginaw Bay, which is why Saginaw Chippewa is part of our name that the government had given us when we relocated to the Isabella Reservation back in the 1920s, early 1930s.
So one thing that I've been chatting with folks about and would love to get both of your takes, I feel like our region sometimes is a drive-through area far too often. People from downstate, Lansing, Detroit, they drive through us to get up north. They're on their way to Traverse City, Petoskey, Charlevoix. Don't you guys feel like to a certain extent we're a sleeping giant in terms of if we can get the word out even more downstate? If we can get people to get off I-75, to get off 127, to take a look and come into our downtowns and our community, that they may be amazed at what's really at their disposal right on their drive?
Yeah, and I'll just start with saying, Chris and I talk about this all the time, and I think it's everyone in our community that talks about the opportunities that we have in the community that we have. I mean, we see close to 1 million people through our doors at the casino alone, and have so many great things. And then summertime kicks that off for us to really showcase who we are. I'll let Chris kind of talk about everything outside of what the casino and the tribe have to offer. But when you look at that, we have the powwows that come up. One this weekend up in Standish that's taking place tomorrow and Saturday. Our annual Saginaw Chippewa powwow will be the last full weekend in July this year. And that is an open event to the community to showcase our culture, taking place the 28th, 29th, and 30th of July. And then, of course, world-class entertainment right in your backyard. We have so many great summer concert acts. We do fireworks and a monster truck show around the 4th of July. So there's family events that, you can make a weekend out of it, combining not only what we offer, but everything else Mount Pleasant offers and the things that Chris and her team do a fantastic job of telling the story of Mount Pleasant.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we're back, we're really going to dive in to all that's going on in Isabella County this summer after these messages.
Still need childcare for your preschooler this summer? At Peace Lutheran School and Early Childhood Center in Saginaw Township, we still have a few spots remaining in our community summer camp for ages 3, 4, and 5. It's open to the entire community. Each week has a different theme and field trips, and you can bring your child every day or just for the days and times that you need. This summer, don't just help your child survive, help them thrive. Visit the Peace website to learn more. It's peacesaginaw.org. That's peacesaginaw.org.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Shell could be pivoting on cutting oil output. Reuters, citing sources, is reporting the oil giant will scrap its annual oil output cut after already reaching that targeted reduction. The move said to be part of the CEO's efforts to regain investor confidence as the company grapples with poor returns from renewables. A lab-grown meat producer has rustled up millions in funding. Uncommon said today it raised $30 million from investors, including OpenAI chief executive Sam Altman. And some analysts are predicting the Bud Light controversy is helping a main rival, Molson Coors, which is seeing its stock price climb to a nearly 5-year high, up 28% since the end of March. Bud Light maker Anheuser-Busch has slumped 18% during that same period. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Jesse Kelly here. I'm not a financial expert, but I do look for solid investment opportunities for investment growth and protection against loss. I do know that putting all your eggs in one basket is not a good financial plan. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver with Oxford Gold is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Or you can buy precious metals and keep them in your safe. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
This is Dan Streeter of Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. Many mothers in Mid-Michigan are struggling to make ends meet. They need a fresh start. A fresh start often begins with a hot meal, a restful night of sleep, an encouraging word for someone who cares. When you support Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan, homeless mothers get the help they need to ensure their families have a second chance to grow and thrive. Please go to r3monline.org to make a gift today. There's no place like home unless you don't have one.
Mi Gente on Air.
Did you know Latino women are one of the biggest groups starting small businesses in America? I'm your host, Larry Rodarte, and this week I'm joined by two women who are the latest in a long line of entrepreneurs locally. Lori Gonzalez, the owner of One Big Cookie, and Jessica O'Brien with The Little Rooster. Join us.
Mi Gente on Air, Sunday evenings at 8 on WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Swing a high fly ball right field. Watch it fly. Gone. Nick Maton.
The Tigers play 6:15 tonight on 790 News Radio WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. Matt Felan filling in for Art this week. And I'm with my good friends from Mount Pleasant, Chris Rowley, the Executive Director of the Mount Pleasant Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Erik Rodriguez, Interim Public Relations Director at the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe. So, Chris, clearly everyone's excited. It's going to be beautiful today, tomorrow. I was ecstatic. I didn't cough when I walked outside. It seemed like there was a little bit less smoke, but bottom line, we're all excited for the summer ahead. And I know that Isabella County is hosting a wide array of events, including even as early as tomorrow. Can you talk about some of the great things that are coming up in Mount Pleasant?
Yeah, tomorrow is our craft beer festival. So it didn't happen in COVID. We moved it to fall last year, so we're back to summer and kind of a normal craft beer festival. So tomorrow, VIP hours at 3, and then at 4 o'clock starts the beer fest. It goes till 9 o'clock. We'll have food trucks inside the venue. It'll be right in downtown on Broadway Street. So right on the streets, we'll have games, live music, and then about 27 different breweries from around the state with craft beers, some ciders, some wines. So it's a really great time. And it's ran by the JCs, and so the proceeds go back to the community. So it's a really fun, great event. So yeah, that starts tomorrow. Summer's busy. There's always something going on. I was at the Loons last night for CMU alumni night there. And so I was happy that the weather was, air quality was better too, being out there. So yeah, it's now summer and warmer weather, and we can get out and do all these things. So there's always something going on. And to look for things, events happening in Isabella County, we do have a community calendar of events. So if you go to our website, meetmtp.com, on there is a list of everything going on. So from outdoor recreation events to craft beer festivals to the Soaring Eagle Casino concerts. Erik has a lot of different great events that he'll talk about, but it has a comprehensive calendar of things taking place in Isabella County. Some of the coming up in July. CMU alumni weekend. So we did this last year for the first year. And so CMU alumni can come stay in the dorms, kind of relive old times, go to their old stomping grounds. And so we have that kicking off July 20th through the 23rd in downtown Mount Pleasant. We'll have a bar crawl and they'll tube the Chippewa River, which is a great fun outing. In August is Art Walk Central. So really that takes place August 1st through the 26th. So pretty much the whole month of August, Mount Pleasant's take on Art Prize. So there'll be some indoor and outdoor art taking place throughout the community with different events taking place that Art Reach puts on in our community. So, and then between, like I said, what Erik has going on with the outdoor summer concerts and the powwow, summer's busy and we're happy it's here.
It sounds amazing. So Erik, she's alluding to some things. I'm not going to lie. Carolina's on my mind. James Taylor is going to be at the casino on Friday, the 23rd coming up. That's one that I'm personally looking forward to. I'm a massive James Taylor fan. I'm looking forward to that. What all do you have this summer? I know our time is limited this morning, given how big your schedule is, but would love to hear some of the main acts that are coming to Soaring Eagle.
Yeah, Matt, we're happy to host you for James Taylor, and I know you'll have a fantastic time in our outdoor venue. We bring 13,000 people outside and give a world-class entertainment experience to them. You get to enjoy the outdoor summer air, and the entertainers just love, seeing a crowd of that size in a nice, tight-knit venue that they really enjoy to perform on. So, next Thursday, Brooks and Dunn, old school country here for a lot of people, and they sound phenomenal as always. Bringing Scotty McCreery with them, a former American Idol contestant, and they're going to bring a dynamic show to our property on the 15th of June. As you alluded to, James Taylor and his all-star band coming on property Friday, June 23rd. Then we take a brief pause and we highlight a family fun event. Saturday, July the 1st, around the 4th, we'll do Monster Truck Madness. So bring the kids out, really affordable for everyone to come into the doors, $25. You get to meet the drivers, you get to see the trucks outside, and then we'd probably do one of the best, and I don't want to claim this because Bay City has an awesome show, Saginaw has good shows, but a great fireworks show that Saturday night here in Mount Pleasant, free to the public. You can, use our back lot behind the casino. You can view all around, but really a great job. Then we're bringing in Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Pitbull, on July the 9th, a huge name for us, one that we have a lot of excitement about, and he's bringing Little John with him. We transition back into a country event with Kane Brown on August the 3rd, and then Carrie Underwood comes back to our area and to the region here on Thursday, August 24th. And then we have our final listed show as a rock show with Disturbed and Stained on Monday, Labor Day, September the 4th. And don't be surprised if we add a couple more in there just before the end of summer.
That's amazing, Eric. I'm hearing the acts you're bringing up. If you were just tuning in, you would think, oh, well, this is clearly happening down in Metro Detroit, right? This is the type of thing you would see in major cities. And it's what I always talk about. We take so much for granted in this region. This is here. This is in the Great Lakes Bay region that we're talking about tier 1 acts. I can tell you, I saw several years ago, Maroon 5 was in with Train and Gavin DeGraw at the outdoor series. Got to see the comedian Amy Schumer outdoors. And, it's one of those things where sometimes folks say, Isabella County is part of the region. I'm like, yes, it is. It's right there down M20. The drive is not nearly as far as you think. It's part of this community, and it gives our region that ability to bring in acts like that through the Saginaw Chippewa Indian tribe. It's just it's astounding what you really do. And with that, Eric, I joke. I love food. We've had different food folks in this week. You also have a new restaurant opening up soon, don't you?
We do, and a lot of excitement around that. We have Ruth's Chris's Steakhouse coming to our property with a grand opening this coming Monday the 12th. They will take reservations online through Open Table, but if you've not had the opportunity or been able to have a treat, Ruth's Chris does a fantastic job from everything they have to offer on their appetizer menus to their entrees, world-class steaks, great seafood, and fantastic desserts. They've been a great partner for us. I've got to know the executive chef Mitchell a little bit and the general manager Michael, who lives within the region, and they've said nothing but great things about the region itself and being welcomed here and really wanting to be a true partner here. So we are so excited to bring them to our property. They are down in the hotel side in the conference center. So even if the casino doesn't entice you and you're not a gambler, you don't even have to worry about that. You can come down, valet your car on the hotel side, and enjoy a great meal and really get taken care of by a superior staff here inside of our property at Soaring Eagle Casino.
Eric, I don't know what other folks plan to do, but I plan to win some money, rolling some dice, take those winnings, go over and give it right back with a great steak and a great glass of red wine. That's my plan, at least.
That sounds like a great plan, and that's what we encourage everyone to come in and have some fun. And we always wish that they enjoy their experience, get a chance to win a little money, and then donating back and supporting the business operations never hurt. But they are part of the team that we're looking at really expanding our food offerings. The Sinnacong Steakhouse will go to a bistro style restaurant, so something in between your Ascend and now your fine dining experience. And then we're excited to start construction on a food district that'll be launching hopefully this fall in the construction phase and then opening in spring of 24. We're bringing Guy Fieri's Chicken Guy, Bonanno's New York style pizza, Sandwich Ike's, a West Coast sandwich brand, and then a Tex-Mex burrito bowl and a burrito operation. It's going to be fantastic grab-and-go options, but great food quality, great partners that we're excited to bring on board, and really diversifying some of our food offerings on property.
That's great. We're going to take another commercial message. We'll be back with our friends from Isabella County.
The kitchen is more than a room. It's where food, family, and friends come together. As the heart of the home, it's also a reflection of you. I'm Dee, General Manager of Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery in Midland. I'd like to invite you into our showroom. We'll not only help you design your dream kitchen, but our experts also handle bathrooms, mudrooms, home office spaces, fireplaces, showers, and much more. Visit us online at premierkitchenandbathgallery.com. Let us help you design your dream space.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Save time and fuel by taking Liberty to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge, brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. Tolling begins soon. For your passport to the lowest rates, create your account online today at BayCityBridgePartners.com or visit the Bay City Bridge Partners Customer Service Center at 300 Center Avenue in downtown Bay City.
Hi, Art Lewis here. And after many years in several vehicles, I finally get to talk about my car dealer, McDonald Ford, on M47 in Freeland. McDonald Ford wants you to know they are now buying cars. You can sell your vehicle by beginning the process by simply sending 7 photos of your car to joe@mcdonaldford.com. Photos must be of the front, rear, left, and right sides, car's interior, dashboard showing vehicle mileage, and a photo of your title showing the VIN number. Receive an offer, and you decide. Payment is on the spot and includes all paperwork and lien release. Don't wait. Put cash in your pocket today and tell your friends and family too. Send your photos to joe@mcdonaldford.com. That's joe@mcdonaldford.com. Oh, by the way, mention my name, Art Lewis, and they'll throw in a free lunch with the deal. McDonald Ford, 6790 Midland Road in Freeland, devoted to helping and serving you.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement.
Building monthly paychecks, and how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Jesse Kelly here. If given the choice between financial stress or peace of mind, I will always choose peace of mind. That is why I've secured gold and silver from the Oxford Gold Group. Having precious metals in your home safe or in your 401k or IRA should be considered your investment strategy. Simply put, it's a portfolio protection plan. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own real precious metals just like I do. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. The Art Lewis Show is sponsored by Westside Decorating Center. Visit them at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township or online at westsidedecoratingcenter.com. So Matt Felan here with Erik Rodriguez with the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe and Chris Rowley with the Mount Pleasant Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Chris, maybe for those, because earlier in the show, you are the queen of Mount Pleasant. It's clear your love of Mount Pleasant is as high as anyone, and you are from there. You know it well. So for those listening that may not know Mount Pleasant, Isabella County well, talk about Isabella County and Mount Pleasant a little bit. What does it have to offer on a daily basis? We've been talking about the special events, but if you want to come there any random day. There's so much going on and so much to offer. Can you talk a little bit about your town?
Sure. I know when people think of Mount Pleasant, they think of Mount Pleasant for Central Michigan University, the great the Division I athletic school that they have there, the great academics, Erik and the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe and the Soaring Eagle. So certainly people always know those. So we try to also tell what else that people don't know. We have 92 miles of the Chippewa River, which actually goes right over into Midland County. To canoe, kayak, tube, paddleboard the Chippewa River. We have 11 golf courses within a half hour of Mount Pleasant. Many of those Bucks Run, Polecat, Premier golf courses. And so we do a lot of great play and stay golf packages within the region, get people here for golf, or while you're here, there's an opportunity to golf. We have over 100 restaurants within Isabella County, not including fast food. So we do have a lot of dining. Right now is a great time to get out on those outdoor summer patios. We have quite a bit throughout downtown Mount Pleasant. And then also outdoor recreation. We have 1,000 acres of parkland within Isabella County. We have 19 nature preserves with the Chippewa Watershed Conservancy. So Deerfield Nature Park is one of our county parks, and that was voted most beautiful place by Pure Michigan in Isabella County. So it has a swinging bridge, a covered bridge, 2 Class A disc golf courses. You can take your mountain bike out there, or just take a good hike. And it does have access to the Chippewa River as well. So there's that opportunity. One of the nature preserves, At..Hill, is actually the tallest point in Mount Pleasant. So we like to joke when people are like, well, where do we find this mountain of Mount Pleasant? At.Hill is actually the highest elevation in Isabella County. So that's a really nice hike if you're looking to get out in nature and get some exercise. That's a great opportunity and a great view once you get to the peak.
Yeah, I love that you brought up CMU and Division I athletics, though, because I think that too is sometimes overlooked. Like, oh, we want to go watch a big game. It's great. I'm a state guy. I head to East Lansing frequently. Folks head down to Ann Arbor. But in Mount Pleasant, Division I athletics, there was a Thursday night a few years ago. I went over and watched Oklahoma State come into town and play CMU. And my favorite part, CMU battled them tooth and nail to the very end and competed at the highest level. So you can see some phenomenal athletic events over on campus with seats that are really affordable, and you can get pretty close to the action. And that is something I would just love to see more folks from Bay, Saginaw, and Midland counties make their way over there to support some of those teams.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. And like I said, I just was at the Loons last night. Same way, people can come over here for CMU basketball, football. We have gymnastics. There's always different sports taking place on CMU's campus, or their School of Music. There's different concerts taking place. And so, or plays and theater, there's always, event on campus. So like I said, our calendar of events on our website, there's always something going on. It's just, we need people to get out and do it. And I think it's just perception. So we do have a lot of opportunity here in the region.
So Erik, she talked about golf. So I got to ask a question, because you are an avid golfer. When you go missing, we generally look for you on a course somewhere. Tell us about golf in Isabella County a little bit more.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. And you're right. If you can't find me or get a hold of me, just check one of the local courses. I'll probably be there trying to improve my game, and been doing it for years. And I don't know if there's any more that I can do to try to get any better, but I enjoy the game. And you're right. We have championship style courses right here in Isabella County. We have the Bucks Run Golf Club and the Polecat, which are both championship style courses. Tullymore, not too far, over in Canadian Lakes, another great event, or great venue, to host an event or to play. And then you have your just, recreational golf courses right here that are very welcoming and locally owned and operated, and give you that sense of home and belonging. And you can interact with your friends. And if you're a first timer, get out there and really enjoy yourself. But so many opportunities to get out there and play golf, and great golf here in Isabella County.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to take another commercial break, but we'll be back with Erik Rodriguez and Chris Rowley after these messages.
Hemlock Public School District is an innovative powerhouse. actively redefining K-12 education. From cradle to early middle college, our dynamic learning community offers diverse extracurriculars like sports, drama, fine arts, and robotics. Experience an exceptional education focused on success. Enroll at hemlockps.com or call 989-642-5282 for personalized attention and a commitment to your child's future.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront, Saginaw. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are so excited to welcome back our downtown Saginaw Farmers Market. Support our farmers and our small businesses like the Little Yarn Shop, Valerie B's Cupcakes, the ever-popular Top King, and the creative Thrive Creative Innovations. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming events. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we'll see you at the market. This is Rachel from the boardroom located inside the SVRC Marketplace, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., offering everyday lunch specials and a full bar with over 20 Michigan brews on tap. Come enjoy one of the only outdoor patios right on Riverfront, Saginaw. Follow us on Facebook for our live entertainment schedule as we welcome local talent Thursday through Friday. Did you know we offer food and alcohol catering for indoor and off-site events? Contact us at 989-770-0233 for more information. Get on board and support small.
Mornings were made for better things than rheumatoid arthritis or RA. Xeljanz tofacitinib is a pill for adults with moderate to severe RA when tumor necrosis factor blockers did not work well or could not be tolerated. Xeljanz can help relieve joint pain, swelling, and help stop further joint damage. Xeljanz can lower your ability to fight infections. Don't start if you have one. Before and during treatment, your doctor should check for infections like TB and do blood tests. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, cancers including lymphoma and lung, blood clots, serious heart-related events, tears in the stomach or intestines, and allergic reactions have happened. People 50 and older with heart disease risk factors have an increased risk of death. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, are prone to infections, or have ever had a heart attack, stroke, clot, or other heart problems, or swelling of lips, tongue, throat, or hives. Ask your doctor about prescription Xeljanz. Visit Xeljanz.com or call 1-844-XELJANZ.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Text radio to 64,000 to try Babbel for free. That's radio to 64,000 to try Babbel free. RADIO to 64,000.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The WSGW online poll for you has to do with safety in schools. As the current school year is ending, there's a new survey out of teachers that list their top safety concerns at school. Just 5% said that school shootings were a top concern. The highest concern percentage was bullying and cyberbullying, and then drugs, student fights, and then finally the school shootings. So our poll question for you as this school year is ending, based on the news that you gather along with this teacher survey we're talking about, what do you think is the top safety concern as schools are ending the year? We'll use the 4 concerns referenced in this survey: bullying and cyberbullying, drugs, student fights, shootings. Make your choice. When you head to WSGW.com, you scroll down the homepage and find the poll box, and thank you for participating.
Your Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW. The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the premier kitchen and bath gallery, showroom, and design center in Midland.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. Matt Felan in guest hosting for Art, and I'm with my friends from Isabella County, Chris Rowley with the Mt Pleasant Area Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Erik Rodriguez with the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe. So, Chris, there's a way that locals can really support the region and tourism as well, correct? What can they do to really kind of help further our cause?
Well, I would say as a local, so getting out and supporting local restaurants, but also then talking about it. Take a picture of your dish and share it on social media, and tell others, tell your friends and family, encourage them to come and visit you within the region. And then also, if you are part of a group or a meeting, and you think we can host it here and showcase our great region, I contact the Convention and Visitors Bureaus within the region. We are a great host for sports tournaments, for meetings, for events. So if you have an idea, contact us and we're happy to look into it and work through that. So I think maybe people don't think of keeping things in their own backyard, but we have a lot to offer. So let's bring in some economic impact to our region and keep it growing.
You know, Chris, I'm glad you brought that up. I've had 2 incidents where family came together and we were trying to figure out where to go and what to do. And we ended up in the region. There was one time that was under difficult circumstances. We had a death in the family and everyone came back for a funeral. And the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe was amazing. We stayed at the water park. We had a lot of little kids. We wanted to get their minds off things. We did a dinner at Camille's. It was, considering the circumstances, a great opportunity to come together and be a family. And then one time we were in Frankenmuth for a family reunion. Everyone was debating where we go. And I'm like, wait a minute, let's bring everyone to Frankenmuth. We can come right here. So I think people, you know, when you're thinking about doing these things, and let's even talk about the word staycation. You know, if you're over from Saginaw County and Isabella County, might still be 45, 50 minutes away. You can have a great staycation weekend, but a really quick drive back and forth right here in the region, right?
Yeah. And I would also say part of groups, if your kids are in Little League, you know, versus looking at another community to go to and host your Little League tournament, could we create it here? Could we host it within the region? So there's those opportunities for staycations and then as well as, you know, to bring and maybe host things here. So yeah, your Convention and Visitors Bureau, we're happy to discuss those things and look at those with different groups.
Yep. And Erik, the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe is also a very, very generous partner in Isabella County, Aranet County, and across the region. You guys are really forward facing in the community, and you really want to support a lot of these nonprofits and community organizations that do so much. They have a ton of events upcoming as well, don't they?
They do, and I think they're events that our community looks forward to. And when you talk about our community partners and these nonprofit and service programs, you have so many of those that dedicate their time and are volunteers to do the good work that they're doing in our community. And you have the events that we host all throughout the year with the Optimist Club, and you have the events with the Kiwanis Club or our local Eagles and veterans groups. You have our Lions Barbecue down at Island Park, which brings in, I think, thousands of people. I mean, you go down there during that day and you see just a line of cars that you can't find the end of it, even if you tried to look for it. And these are great programs that are good for the community, give you the chance to get out with your family and find something to do here, and you're supporting a great cause. So I don't want those to be overlooked, because as Chris said on the community calendar, those are there and those are opportunities, and they're fun, and to teach your children and to bring your family to help either work or volunteer to be a part of those or just participate in those. I know I've taken my children to a couple of them, and they come back thinking, it was awesome to be a part of that. I was very proud to give my time back at helping others. So if we could do more of that, I think that's great. Chris, I know you can comment on that as well.
Yeah, we have one actually coming up that that makes me think of that, Erik. We have a day with Dr. Pohl at Isabella County Park. So that's June 17th. So come out and see National Geographic, Dr. Pohl come out to Isabella County. They're going to have a petting zoo and autograph sessions, and it's a fundraiser to actually build a multi-purpose educational center at the Isabella County Fairgrounds for the 4-H. So again, it's a fundraiser, great opportunity, fun for the family, but gives back to the community.
So as we wrap up here in the last minute, Chris, where can folks go again to find out about all the great events going on in Isabella County this summer and beyond?
Yeah, our website would be a great resource. So Meet, MEET.MTP.com for Meet Mount Pleasant. And then as well as we do have an app. So you can download our local app and plan an itinerary and things to do within the community.
Eric, same question for you. How can folks find out what's going on at Soaring Eagle, Saginaw, and anything tribal this summer and beyond as well?
Yeah, two great ways to find everything great happening in our communities. You can visit SoaringEagleCasino.com or you can visit sagchip.org, both on the cultural and business entities. You'll find all those great events. And then, of course, follow us on social media. Facebook has been a huge tool for us, and we put all of our events out there, all the great things happening. So you can find us either the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe of Michigan or Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, and find all the great things coming up. And we look forward to seeing you in our community soon.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Appreciate Isabella County in the Great Lakes Bay region, our partnership, our friendship, and I look forward to seeing you both soon over in Isabella County. We'll be back after these messages.
With Clarifly Larvicide, you get more than just a fly control product. You get more support, more expertise, and more control to prevent the emergence of nuisance flies from the manure of treated cattle by as much as 96%. It's perfectly blended in your mineral supplement to become a part of what you're already doing, feeding your cattle. Get control of flies with a comprehensive program built around Clarifly Larvicide and Starbar products. To learn more about Clarifly Larvicide, contact your local feed dealer or visit centralflycontrol.com.
A 401k can be an important asset for many Americans' retirements. You've made contributions to your 401k every single paycheck for years. Tune in Sundays at 8 a.m. on WSGW for your Financial Empower Hour with Jason and Carl Kreiderman from Great Lakes Investment in Midland. They will give you information like how your 401k's tax advantages and portability may enable workers to build sizable and important nest eggs. But its flexibility can also be costly if you aren't aware of potential mistakes. Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a guide that will teach you how to avoid an IRS early distribution penalty and full taxation on rollovers, the little-known weapon you can use, your most mistake-proof option, and more. Request your guide today at 989-835-7203 or visit GreatLakesInvestmentAdvisors.com. This commercial shall in no way be construed as solicitation to sell securities or advisory services of any state other than Michigan or where otherwise permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through Great Lakes Investment Advisors, a registered investment advisor in the state of Michigan.
Research shows people ignore radio ads. While I want you to remember that Liberty Mutual customizes and saves you hundreds on home insurance, I know no one's listening, so I can say anything. I can even tell Jenny that I never stop thinking about us. Sometimes I almost call, but I only truly feel safe revealing this in the privacy of my nationally broadcast radio ad.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
That's all for this hour of the Art Lewis Show. I want to thank Erik Rodriguez and Chris Rowley for joining me. In the next hour, I'm going to be joined by Mike Stodolak and Brad Kessel with Independent Bank. But first, the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. Former President Trump has been indicted in a classified documents case with his arraignment scheduled for next week. CBS's Catherine Herridge on the preparations for Trump's appearance in federal court.
A law enforcement source tells CBS News that later today, the U.S. Secret Service and Trump staff will meet to develop a threat assessment and security plan for Tuesday's arraignment in Miami.
CBS's Robert Costa says the charges against the former president are about as serious as they can get.
Speaking last night and this morning to former federal prosecutors who know Jack Smith, the special counsel, they say he would not bring these series of charges unless he felt that he could win this case, that this is something that is serious.
On his social media platform, Truth Social, the former president declared his innocence and called the investigation a politically motivated witch hunt. The indictment has made headlines around the world. CBS News foreign correspondent Elaine Cobb reports.
Britain's Daily Mail noted that President Trump faces 100 years in jail if convicted of federal charges. Al Jazeera TV declared President Trump is doomed, finally. The Indian Express offered live updates of federal agents headed to Miami for their investigation. And in France, Le Figaro notes this is the first time a former U.S. president has faced federal charges. Elaine Cobb, CBS News, Paris.
Thousands of people are believed to be trotters that have spread across Ukraine after a catastrophic dam collapse. CBS's Deborah Pata has the story.
Evacuating residents from Kherson is a deadly business. Boats move swiftly through flood-stricken areas, not only ferrying people to dry land, but to escape the ongoing Russian bombardment.
Ukraine's president has called for an urgent international rescue effort after an explosion at the dam caused that flooding. Folks in the northeastern part of the U.S. could soon open their windows and let in the fresh air again as smoke from Canadian wildfires is moving out. CBS News weather and climate producer David Parkinson has more.
A couple things are going to change going into the weekend. The first is that we are going to have some rain this afternoon. Some of it might be in the form of thunderstorms. That should do a little bit to clear the air out. By the time we get to the weekend, we also have a wind direction shift.
The Florida Panthers beat the Vegas Golden Knights 3-2 last night in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. That call on TNT. Game 4 is tomorrow night in South Florida. Vegas holds a 2-1 lead in the series. This is CBS News.
Need hires who dazzle without the hassle? You need Indeed. Their powerful platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
The Salvation Army of Bay City is pleased to sponsor the 3rd annual Kettle Cruise this Saturday, starting at Smith Park on Burn Street in Essexville, in the RD Holdings warehouse. Lineup and display start at 11 at the park. This event is a fundraiser for the Bay County Salvation Army, with all the proceeds going to special projects funded by the Salvation Army. The cruise sets off at 12:30, and the cost to participate with your car is only $10. Call the Bay City Salvation Army or go online for registration and details. We'll see you at Smith Park this Saturday for Kettle Cruise.
Ski into summer, $500 richer. Skedaddle in to Saginaw Eagles Landing for your chance to play skee ball. One lucky guest every hour rolls to win up to $500 cash. Hourly drawings noon to 9 p.m. every Friday in June. Win hot cash prizes with Ski into Summer, only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
At Ethos Life, we busted all the myths about getting life insurance. Like myth number 1.
Life insurance? I can't afford that.
At Ethos, we have term life policies everyone can afford, with policies as low as $7 a month. Or myth number 2.
I have a life insurance policy through work. That's good enough.
With workplace coverage usually only equal to a year's salary, that won't nearly be enough to cover your family's ongoing and future expenses. A long-term, affordable policy from Ethos can give you the peace of mind that if something happens to you, your family is well covered for years to come. Myth number 3.
Getting life insurance? It's just too complicated.
At Ethos, our 100% hassle-free online process can give you a quote in seconds, application in minutes, and coverage in hours. With no medical exams or blood work needed, just answer a few health questions. Get your free online estimate at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com. Rates will vary based on age, underwriting, face amount, and type of policy.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 64 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Perchik. A Sanilac County woman was killed in a Monday morning crash. 24-year-old Kelly Newberry of Peck, an online sports journalist for the Sports Report, was driving a 2012 Chevy Equinox north on Todd Road in Buell Township around 9:35 a.m. when she ran a stop sign at Peck Road, according to police, crashing into a 2006 Jeep Grand Cherokee. driven by a 23-year-old Croswell woman. Both women had young children with them who only suffered minor injuries, according to police. The Croswell woman was taken to a local hospital where she's listed in serious but stable condition. Newberry was also taken to a local hospital where she died from her injuries on Tuesday. The Midland Fire Department is telling residents while recreational fires aren't banned in the city, they are discouraged. Officials ask anyone having a recreational fire exercise extreme caution. Fires must be at least 25 feet from any structure and can be no more than 3 feet wide and 2 feet tall. Additionally, only sticks, firewood, and charcoal are allowed to be burned, and someone must be present with a way to extinguish the fire at all times. A full list of rules for recreational fires can be found at cityofmidlandmi.gov/fire. Authorities say debris burning is not permitted anywhere in the county as dry conditions continue, and if a red flag warning is issued for the county or a no burning order comes from the state, recreational fires will no longer be permitted. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
It happens after every commercial building gets built.
That looks great, boys. Wow, what a change. The owners are going to be thrilled.
Even after cleaning up the garage or shed. That leftover scrap metal can be a burden, but it doesn't have to be, and it can make you some cash. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal is a metal recycling company that'll pay you cash and recycle your metal for the future. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal also makes it easy. We can provide containers for industrial manufacturing facilities and small specialty shops for moving and storing scrap metals. Looking to scrap a vehicle? We got you. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal in Saginaw, just north of the Dow Event Center. Also located in West Branch, 1 mile off I-75 and M76. Schedule a car pickup or check metal prices now at rifkin-co.com. Rifkin Scrap Iron and Metal, recycling today for tomorrow.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. 4 Metro Detroit pharmacies have reached a settlement with the federal government over alleged violations of the Controlled Substances Act. The Health Plus pharmacies are located in Ann Arbor, Brighton, Howell, and Allen Park. Federal officials say collectively the pharmacies have agreed to a $180,000 settlement over what amounts to a record-keeping lapse that resulted in the inability to account for more than 30,000 hydrocodone and oxycodone pills. The pain pills are often sold on the black market and have been tied to a number of drug abuse and overdose cases in Metro Detroit and across the country. A bill aimed at reducing drunk driving has passed the Michigan Senate. Michigan News Network Ryan Recker reports.
Individuals convicted of driving while intoxicated may have an ignition interlock device added to their car, which is a handheld breathalyzer to test the driver before starting the vehicle. The bill creates a specialty court, which also considers drug treatment, mental health, and veterans treatment court, in which a judge could order the device on a defendant's vehicle. It's now headed to the House of Representatives for full consideration. Ryan Recker for the Michigan News Network.
The Army Corps of Engineers has called for emergency dredging at Little Lake Harbor in Luce County in the UP. The owner of Del Les Resort reportedly has said flooding is a big risk to the future of the harbor, which is something needs to be done about it. The Army Corps of Engineers has begun restoration work at the harbor this week. Many of Michigan's nearly 300 farmers markets are open for the season or will open soon. Haley Lamb of the Michigan Farmers Market Association says you can find fruits and veggies, honey, baked goods, and more at the markets. She says farmers markets are popular as some people go for a fun outing and others go to stock up on food. WSGW News Time, 10:09. I'm Mike Percha. Now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Your Friday has a high of 78 degrees with partly to mostly sunny skies. We'll have a northwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour as well, which will help with our air quality. We are still seeing a plume of smoke this morning, but then behind that into the afternoon with that northwest wind, our air quality will be improving. Into tonight, mostly clear with a low of 50 and just a light northwest wind. Saturday, a west wind at 5 to 15 with a high of 84. Will be mostly sunny before a slight chance of an evening shower. More rain as we go into your Sunday, even the late parts of Saturday night, but then especially on Sunday during the afternoon, that's where we could see longer stretches of that rainfall. We'll have a high of 71 on Sunday. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Current temperature at WSGW 66 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
Good Friday morning, and welcome to the second hour of the Art Lewis Show. This is Matt Felan, President and CEO at the Great Lakes Bay Region Alliance, filling in for Art this week as he's on vacation. And as always, when I'm hosting the show, we really try to highlight all that is the Great Lakes Bay region, our various companies, nonprofits, economic development entities, and beyond. And today, I'm happy to be joined by my friends from Independent Bank, Brad Kessel, the president and CEO, as well as Mike Stodolak, market president. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Matt.
So we're just going to start really big picture. You know, I think everyone knows there's a lot of different banks across the region. There's been a lot of movement in banking over the course of the last decade. Would really just like to start out by hearing the Independent Bank story. If you could just give us the big picture of what you look like currently in the state of Michigan and here in the Great Lakes Bay region.
Sure, Matt. First off, thanks for having us this morning. Real pleasure to be here. And Independent Bank Corporation has a long history. We are today the largest bank headquartered in the state of Michigan. Our formal headquarters is in Grand Rapids, and today we are $5 billion in total assets, which is often a measure used when you talk about bank size. Today we have 59 locations scattered throughout the Lower Peninsula, including 6 locations right here in the Saginaw Bay City market, and we're scattered also in the Thumb region, and we go up to Pinconning, Standish, and so on. And so we are full service community bank with commercial banking, the largest line of business for us. We also do a lot of mortgage lending and then also consumer banking. Our history, we are actually one of the oldest banks, not only in the state of Michigan, but in the country. So we started back in 1864, if you think about it back then. President Lincoln was in office, and National Banking Act was first formed. That was our first charter, and bringing it more current through the Great Recession and or the Depression in the 20s, and then into the 50s. In 1985, Independent Bank Corporation was formed and went on NASDAQ. And so we are a publicly traded company today. 1987 is when the name changed from First Security Bank to Independent Bank. And so that's a sort of a brief snapshot at our history.
Brad, there's a couple things to unpack in there, though, that are,
Sure.
that are interesting. 1864, when Lincoln was in office, was when the bank started. I did not know that. I'm guessing a lot of people listening didn't. That's a pretty remarkable history.
It is. I think that long history is one of the greatest assets that we have as an institution, right? We've been around for a long time. We're in an industry where trust is so important, and to be around for so long, obviously, we're doing some things very, very well. Also, with all that history, though, of course, you can get locked into doing things a certain way. So I think one of our challenges is how do you keep staying current? That's our industry as a whole, and I think we do a pretty good job with that.
Yes, the other thing to unpack in there, and I think this is a very important distinction. You said that you're the largest bank headquartered in the state of Michigan. Can you talk about that a tiny bit? I know it's hard to sometimes name competitors and other banks, but I think people are like, wait a minute, aren't there like some really big banks, but they're no longer headquartered in Michigan, correct?
That's right, Matt, and that's a great observation. First off, if you step back and just look at the industry as a whole, it's an industry that's undergone significant consolidation over the years, and it continues to undergo consolidation. Back when I first entered the industry some 35 years ago, as a country, we had about 16,000 banks as a whole. And then in the state of Michigan, there were over 400 banks. Okay. Bringing that forward, today, we have less than 5,000 banks nationally, and we have about 80 banks headquartered here in the state of Michigan. So of those 80, Independent is the largest. Of course, as you mentioned, there are other larger banks than us, well-known names like Chase, Fifth Third, PNC, and so on. But they're not headquartered. They're headquartered outside the state of Michigan, and actually that's a important point, for a differentiating point for us in the marketplace in terms of I think being local, if you will, and many customers, hey, it's very important to them that they're doing business with a company that's headquartered here in the state of Michigan.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And Mike, as the market president, can you talk a little bit just more specifically about how you guys look here in the Great Lakes Bay region? And then, as Brad alluded to, when we talk regionalism, you have some other communities kind of close by that are neighbors to the region. What do you guys look like here in the Great Lakes Bay region?
Well, Matt, first, I just echo what Brad said. Thank you for having us today. I really appreciate this. And, my role as market president of the Bay region, which we certainly consider, Bay City, Saginaw, the thumb. It's one of the areas where we probably have a really strong concentration of branches. But like Brad said, we offer mortgages, commercial, all the full service banking. But with being a community bank, we are really focused on you'll see our associates in a lot of the nonprofit boards. You and I first met at the McLaren Foundation, where if you see an organization, there's probably a independent banker as part of that group. We certainly are growing. We've got strong deposit growth, solid loan growth. Corporately, some of my responsibilities are I oversee the branch network, and then I also oversee consumer lending. And certainly we're a reflection of the communities we're in with the economy, consumer lending. But we just have good metrics here in the Great Lakes Bay region, and really happy with the opportunities that we've got in front of us.
So one of the tricks I use when I try to figure out how things are going in the economy is to talk to bankers first, because before a company decides to put up a single 4x4 or lay any foundation, they have to have their financing in place. So you guys have a pretty good sense of how the economy is doing before anyone else. What do you guys just generally see right now? How is the feel? Does the economy feel strong? Are we seeing investment here in the region and in the state? Or do you have an eyebrow raised thinking, it's not quite as strong as we would like to see right now?
So, Matt, that's a great question. And I think that I've heard that in terms of it's somewhat looking at the Mona Lisa. And do you see her smiling or do you see her frowning? And it varies depending on your point of view. And that's a lot of that is just the mixed data, the economic data that comes out each day, each week, and so on. As a whole, I feel like the economy is pretty good here in the state and nationally. We keep waiting for this recession that's around the corner, and it likely there is some type of pullback. But that's all part of the business cycle, if you will. I think the concern is how long is the pullback, and then how severe, right? And that's what the Federal Reserve is trying to do right now, is sort of slow down the economy a little bit, bring inflation in. So when we talk about the economy as a whole, there's probably pockets that maybe have a higher level of risk today than maybe some other pockets. As an example, there's a lot of focus on the office sector, particularly with coming through the pandemic and the move to remote work and hybrid work arrangements. And so you've got a lot of office facilities where maybe there's leases in place, but they're just not being used. And so as those office leases mature, there's a real question of, are the tenants going to stay or are you going to have a vacancy? So that's a pressure point. I think also maybe another area, if you look at like the transportation sector, there's definitely been a pullback there, and there's a lot of competition for the trucking hauls, and so that's another segment. So it's, as a whole, I think the economy is strong today, but we're cautious about sort of what's around the corner. Ultimately, everybody's sort of waiting for the Fed to get to what we call the terminal rate for this cycle. So are they done with their moves? They've made 10 moves, 10 rate hikes, 500 basis points over the last 15 months. That's one of the largest series of moves in the shortest period of time, really in modern history. And the challenge is with all that tightening, how much of a lag is there in its impact? And it feels like we're either at the peak, the terminal rate, or very close to it, which is a good thing.
Well, we have a lot more to discuss here with Brad Kessel and Mike Stodolak from Independent Bank after these messages.
It's one of the summer's biggest can't-miss happenings. Get ready for the 49th annual YWCA Riverside Art Festival, Saturday, June 10th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, June 11th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., all in downtown Bay City. Come see why the YWCA Riverside Art Festival draws over thousands of people every year from around the Great Lakes Bay region. There's a lot to see and do. Vendors will have ceramics, garden art, glass, jewelry, metal, photography, painting, textiles, furniture, and more. Make sure you come hungry. We'll have food trucks and local nonprofits will have booths there too. There's something for everyone at the YWCA Riverside Art Festival. Don't miss the 49th annual YWCA Riverside Art Festival, Saturday, June 10th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Sunday, June 11th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Find out all of the fun details online at ywcaglbr.org. That's ywcaglbr.org.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Major indices on Wall Street are in positive territory in early trading. Some big gainers, both GM and Tesla, after General Motors announced its electric vehicles will be able to access Tesla's supercharging network in 2024.
Wedbush's Dan Ives, he's raised Tesla's price target to 300 from 215, and he added them to the best ideas list. He says Tesla owns the charging ecosystem, and GM and Ford need it for the success of their own EVs.
Fox's Lauren Simonetti, mask sales are spiking again on Amazon as air quality conditions in the U.S. worsen from wildfires raging across Canada. And Binance says its U.S. customers will no longer be able to use U.S. dollars to buy crypto on the platform as early as June 13th. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Lillian Wu, invested in you.
Jesse Kelly here. I'm not a financial expert, but I do look for solid investment opportunities for investment growth and protection against loss. I do know that putting all your eggs in one basket is not a good financial plan. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver with Oxford Gold is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Or you can buy precious metals and keep them in your safe. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The WSGW online poll for you has to do with safety in schools. As the current school year is ending, there's a new survey out of teachers that list their top safety concerns at school. Just 5% said that school shootings were a top concern. The highest concern percentage was bullying and cyberbullying, and then drugs, student fights, and then finally the school shootings. So our poll question for you as this school year is ending, based on the news that you gather along with this teacher survey we're talking about, what do you think is the top safety concern as schools are ending the year? We'll use the 4 concerns referenced in this survey: bullying and cyberbullying, drugs, student fights, shootings. Make your choice. When you head to WSGW.com, you just scroll down the homepage and find the poll box, and thank you for participating.
Your Morning Team, 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. This is Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, filling in for Art this week. And I'm joined in this hour by my friends from Independent Bank, Brad Kessel, the president and CEO, Mike Stodolak, the market president here in the Bay region. And before break, we were talking about the health of the economy. And as bankers, you guys get to see some things that maybe not everyone else does. So I can tell you just myself, I oftentimes get confused. Last Friday, I was in a gas station, went to buy a Snickers. I was in a sour mood, needed to make sure that I got my Snickers. And the lady said, that'll be $2.95. I'm like, for a Snickers? And then the next second, I turn on the radio and I'm hearing an unexpected jobs report, that the jobs report was through the roof. And just myself as a consumer, I was confused. I'm like, what's happening here in the economy? Inflation's clearly here when a Snickers is $2.95. I think everyone has seen it. You go to the grocery store, you get that final bill, your eyes pop and go, I did not know that that's what these things cost now, right? It's really shocking. But at the same point, you are seeing positive signs. It was another month of great job growth. This one was kind of unprecedented and unexpected. So for the consumer who may be confused when they see things, the price at the grocery store, but kind of these good reports, what do you say kind of about that odd dichotomy going on with the economy?
Yeah, man. I think that's one of the things, as Brad was talking before the break, on the economy. The other part of it is that wage inflation, right? The wage inflation, and then the jobs. I think as all businesses and in industries, Independent Bank's no different. As we are searching for employees, and that search becomes harder and harder as people are looking for different things, especially out of COVID. You're seeing those people reassess where they how they value their time, right? Where they want to spend it. What do they want to work from home remotely, and all of those things. And the cost of that of hiring people is on the rise, and that impacts a lot of things. Certainly, your consumer products. You're seeing that. We're seeing that. You're seeing businesses invest in more technology too, because they can attract those workers. So all of that comes through to the things you buy every day.
And Brad, just as a follow-up, are you surprised by some of the big national market indicators that we all keep waiting for this recession that we've been fearing and hearing about, but we see these massive market indicators like job growth that have been surprisingly positive and maybe are staving off the recession or limiting its duration or length or magnitude? Have you been surprised at some of those national market indicators that have been so positive?
Yeah, I really have. Like I said earlier, we get a lot of mixed economic reports, and that recent very, very strong job growth report was another one that I would have thought would have been softer. And so, hey, but that's a good thing in the end, right? In terms of having people employed, and there's probably a shuffling of the deck there. We'll see where it goes. I get a little bit frustrated when the Fed talks about wanting higher unemployment. Quite frankly, it just seems like, yes, let's bring down inflation, but behind the scenes, of course, what that means is having a higher unemployment rate, which ultimately brings down the spending in our economy. And of course, consumer spend is the largest factor in our overall country's GDP, makes up 70% of GDP. So what they're trying to do is push people out of work, bring down their spend, and slow down this economy.
So let me ask a question that's very specifically related to banking, and I'm sure you can only talk about Independent Bank, but we saw over the course of the last half year the collapse of some regional banks, especially on the West Coast, in Silicon Valley, and it kind of gave everyone a little bit of pause of like, hey, wait a minute, is my money safe in the bank? How are banks collapsing? I think we all, when we make deposits into a bank, have the belief that that money's safe and that we don't have anything to worry about. So when you see a bank like that collapse, it raises a lot of questions. So for those that are listening, as an independent bank yourself, what would you tell the consumer about, do they have anything to fear with Midwest banks and banks in this area? Was that just unique to that style of bank? What would you tell folks that have seen that and just kind of have their eyebrow raised?
Well, Matt, I think first off, people should understand that the banking system is safe. It is solid. It is in good shape. When we go back to, and particularly here in the Midwest and with community banks like Independent Bank, as we talked about earlier, Independent's been around since 1864. On March 8th, March 9th, we saw a bank run like never before. Silicon Valley Bank had a withdrawal of its deposit base of $140 billion. The institution was $200 billion total. And there were two factors unique to this bank run, if you will. Number one was how quickly the money could move. And that's a function of technology today. And I'm in the studio here showing Matt our phones, right? Mobile phones and the ability to bank on your phone. That enables customers today, commercial and consumer customers, to move money faster than ever. The second piece to the run was social media. And so you had players that were, said to their friends, hey, your money's at risk. What are you doing? And so not just a few people, but they all moved their money very quickly, very short period of time. And then really, if it can happen to one of the largest banks in the country, now in this case, it was probably 10th or 11th on the list, can it happen to somebody else? And then we saw that happen with Signature Bank in New York, and then it was followed by First Republic Bank a few weeks back in San Francisco. Some of the largest failed banks in our country's history. But I do think each of the business models for those institutions that failed were unique. They had focus oftentimes in the technology sector, which was inflated, if you will. All the money in the zero rate environment flowed into technology. And so that was one thing. The other thing too, a very high level of uninsured deposits to total deposits, if you will. So as an example, over 75% of the Silicon Valley Bank's deposit base was uninsured. So what that meant to its customer base is, hey, my money is not insured, so it's not safe. Now contrast that to, say, like an independent bank. We have a very high level of our deposit base that is insured. So 77% of our deposit base is insured. Okay. And that's a function of, we have a very diverse, or what we call granular customer base. So just a lot of households and businesses that have not the high level of deposits with the institution. So that the likelihood that you're going to have large movements out of a bank like us is just not the case. And in fact, during the first quarter, Independent actually had pretty good deposit growth.
Well, Brad, this is reassuring to hear in the Great Lakes Bay region and in the Midwest. And when we come back, we're going to talk about Douglas MacArthur High School after these messages.
Celebrate the contributions of Hispanic and Latino cultures June 16th at Dow Diamond. Balloons assume their alternate identity. Los Pepinillos Picante del Norte, the spicy pickles of the North, presented by M-Live. It's Feast Friday. Local lowrider clubs will display customized vehicles around the diamond. After the game, Los Pepinillos light up the night with a fireworks loontacular, presented by Farm Bureau Insurance. Tickets are selling fast at 989-837-BALL or loons.com. Los Pepinillos Picante del Norte, June 16th at Dow Diamond. Vamos, Picante!
This is Dan Streeter of Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. Many mothers in Mid-Michigan are struggling to make ends meet. They need a fresh start. A fresh start often begins with a hot meal, a restful night of sleep, an encouraging word for someone who cares. When you support Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan, homeless mothers get the help they need to ensure their families have a second chance to grow and thrive. Please go to r3monline.org to make a gift today. There's no place like home unless you don't have one.
He might not have a badge, but we have faith in his killer instinct. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of famed detective priest, Father Brown. Stream the new season now, only on BritBox.
That sounds like a marvelous plan.
Plus, watch even more unofficial detectives in much-loved series, including Agatha Christie's Marple, Murder in Provence, and more. Expect intriguing mystery. Expect the Undetectives. Start streaming today at BritBox.com.
I'm Rocky Moselle with StarRegistry.com. Since we were children, we've been told to reach for the stars. It was great advice. Now it's a great gift. Name a star after someone. For $54 and a call to 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com, we will name a star after someone very special to you and send an incredible personalized gift. The new star name will be recorded in book form in the U.S. Copyright Office. Call the Star Registry, 800-282-3333 or visit StarRegistry.com for the hottest gift.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-330-1991. That's 1-800-330-1991. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-330-1991. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Attention business owners. Stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent. Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you use General Steel. General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom-designed building. Just call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty, and thousands of companies, from Fortune 500 corporations to startups, have trusted the General with their building needs.
If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel.
I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I'd recommend General Steel to anyone looking to build a steel building.
Stop wasting money on rent. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL to find out about all our popular quick construction kits, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building. Just call 888-747-8335 now. That's 888-74-STEEL.
Good morning and welcome back to the Art Lewis Show. The Art Lewis Show is sponsored by Westside Decorating Center. Visit them at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township or online at westsidedecoratingcenter.com. This is Matt Felan filling in for Art, who's on vacation this week, and I've been joined by Brad Kessel and Mike Stodolak with Independent Bank. And before the break, I alluded to a high school that we all once knew, MacArthur High School, Douglas MacArthur High School. I think folks know Eisenhower and MacArthur combined to become what is Heritage today. Brad is just not only the president and CEO of Independent Bank, living and based out of Grand Rapids, but you're a Great Lakes Bay region native and a MacArthur graduate.
That's right, Matt, and it's a pleasure to be back in the market again today. I appreciate driving through the community and seeing familiar land sites, if you will. But I was born in Saginaw and graduated from MacArthur, 1983.
You gave the year, not me. I was just going to let people guess, Brad.
No, 1983, a terrific class, terrific point in time in my life. I look back then very fondly. We had, I played athletics in school. Probably not the strongest student back then. I did okay, but I love to play basketball. I love to play tennis. And our school did well in both of those as well. Also, we were very strong on the football field too. So, but great to have that as part of my history. I learned a lot. I left the area then, went to college out of state down at Miami of Ohio, and I moved to Grand Rapids with my first employment as a CPA with a firm there, a CPA firm. I never imagined that I'd move back here to the Great Lakes Bay region, but when working for Independent, I was asked to move back to the area in 2004 and serve as the president CEO of our then affiliate bank, which was headquartered in Bay City. So I moved my wife and my 3 young daughters back here in 2004, and we had the best 7 years from 2004 to 2011 here. I was able to make a lot of friends, be involved in the community like Mike is, and he referenced earlier today, serving as chair of the Bay Area Chamber Board, as part of the original founding board of the Great Lakes Bay Regional Board, and so on. So great to be back in this market and with my good friend Mike Stodolak.
So, Brad, it's always great to see one of our folks that are homegrown, bred and raised, go out and do so many great things. When you come back to the region now, though, what are some things you see where you go, wow, it's great to see that kind of growth, or I couldn't have imagined that? What really catches your attention about how our region has taken off in the last 10 to 20 years?
You know, I think first off, this region and growing up here, I probably had more of a focus on just Saginaw because that's where I was from. But when I moved back in 2004, I had a greater appreciation for Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland, the region, if you will. And in each of those communities, while they're one, they have different assets. And so the opportunity is really to leverage the strengths of each of those communities. I think it's a terrific area of hardworking people that are very caring. They care about their community. They invest locally. They put in the time, and I'm very pleased to see the investments in some of the next wave of our economy, like the battery plants and chip plants and so on. I think that's terrific. I think the reinvestments by Dow in recent periods has been terrific also for the area. When I look at the uptown at River's Edge along the Saginaw River there, south side, southern portion of Bay City, how impressive. For many, many years, we saw that vacant green brown hoist building, and and then to sort of come back and you see it's all cleared and you've got housing and a hotel, a restaurant, an office, and similarly we've seen some nice development in Saginaw too. So, and Midland. So I think it's really important that in all our communities, Independent operates in 25 counties around the state of Michigan, and the only the thing about banking is our bank will only be as strong as the communities in which we operate, and it's the locals. Nobody's going to come in from the outside and fix anything. It's at the local level where true positive change is going to take place.
Great. Well, we are going to take another commercial break, and when we're back, Mike Stodolak is going to tell you how you can do business with Independent Bank in the Great Lakes Bay region.
Still need childcare for your preschooler this summer? At Peace Lutheran School and Early Childhood Center in Saginaw Township, we still have a few spots remaining in our community summer camp for ages 3, 4, and 5. It's open to the entire community. Each week has a different theme and field trips, and you can bring your child every day or just for the days and times that you need. This summer, don't just help your child survive, help them thrive. Visit the Peace website to learn more. It's peacesaginaw.org. That's peacesaginaw.org.
Have you ever asked a farmer if they talk to their fields?
Promise me you'll grow nice and tall. You got that? No, you were corn in 2013, not 2014. Hope you were thirsty. You think Cheryl's still mad at me?
After all that talking, sometimes it's time to listen. Your field has a voice, and John Deere Operations Center helps you hear it. Unlock every acre's full potential by using both agronomic and economic data. Visit johndeere.com/operations center and unlock your operation.
They run errands and equipment. They bring parts and dinner. They drive the combine and the kids to school. They feed livestock. They fix skinned knees, broken fences. They do the books and lead the 4-H group. They simply make everything better. John Deere celebrates the strength and resilience of the women that make farms run. They make all the difference.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
It's incredible. After using Babbel, I'm ready to start having real conversations in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Babbel. Évidemment.
Text radio to 64,000 to try Babbel for free. That's radio to 64,000 to try Babbel free. RADIO to 64,000.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
She's moving to Georgia.
Jada's Podiatry Clinic's top nurse quit, leaving her business toes up.
We've got 6 procedures and 3 major surgeries in the next 2 days.
She needs a new RN who can think on their feet.
There's no way I can do all these procedures on my own.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW. in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
Good morning and welcome back to our final segment of the Art Lewis Show for the week. I'm joined here today by Brad Kessel, the president and CEO of Independent Bank, and Mike Stodolak, the market president of the Bay Region at Independent Bank. And so, Mike, for those that are listening that have heard you and Brad today and maybe looking for a bank and how to become a customer, if you're just one of these average citizens listening that goes, you know what, I want to go give them a shot. How do they become a customer? How can they come into your branch and set things up? And what kind of products can they expect if they're an Independent Bank customer?
Sure, Matt. Something I'm passionate about, banking. I've been, I think, Brad, you mentioned you've been in banking about 35 years. I think I'm about the same, and I think, Matt, where I'd start with that is it's our people, right? People bank with people, and we've got 59 locations around the state. We've got many great locations here in the Great Lakes Bay region, up in Standish, up in Pinconning, and then certainly Bay City, Saginaw over in the Thumb. So, our locations are visible. We've been here a long time in the communities. So I think the big thing is stop in or visit us. Brad mentioned the mobile. A lot of people are coming in online, but stop and talk to one of our bankers. We've got some great branch teams, commercial bankers, treasury people, and we're out in the community talking. We've got full line of products and services. Certainly we have always been a strong mortgage bank and consumer bank, that retail presence. We've got the full line of products. We talked earlier about, the safety, right? And people are always looking for how can we help them with their financial needs. And that's one of the things we take very seriously, that we are a trusted financial advisor. So to come in and talk about our services, whether it's a checking, savings, CD, health savings account, we've got all those. I mean, we've got every product any bank could have. Certainly the business, we've got a really strong small business program. We're kind of a retooled Business One account and offering those services that a small business needs, because that's what builds a community. When you think about those businesses that start off with an idea, small, and they grow, right? And then they employ people. So we certainly focus on that, and certainly the larger commercial customers too. So we're actively in the community calling, and even if it's to stop in and talk to people that maybe haven't come into the branch in a while, to give them a financial checkup, right? To say, are there any things that what keeps you up at night? And we work hard to do that. So, but certainly the easiest ways, come in, stop into a branch, and we've got one of our associates would be glad to help you and get you on the right path.
So Brad talked quite a bit earlier about the Fed and interest rates, and consumers have definitely noticed those increasing rates on mortgages, on loans. Can you talk, though, that there's another side to that sword, which some of the investment sides, because of those interest rates rising, are also rising and can help offset that, where maybe people aren't looking at both sides, they're only seeing the negative. What's the positive of the interest rates rising?
Well, it's funny you say that, and I probably, I didn't talk about wealth management. That's in there. But yesterday I was at a EDC meeting. I sit on a EDC board up in Arnett County, and one of the board members, we were able to help them move some accounts, and this is a classic car account. It's downstate, and the treasurer just happens to live up in the Standish area, and he gave a testimonial for me. We do a little roundtable after the meeting, and he said, last year I made $16 in interest in a month. He said, this year, after I moved my accounts to Independent Bank, I made over $1,000. And that's a function of getting them into the right account. But it's also a function of that increasing interest rate. You're seeing that specifically in the CD area. You're seeing that. But it is that other side of the sword where, hey, loan rates are going back up, but yet deposit rates are offsetting that for the person that has that savings. It's nice to see for that group of people.
So last question before we end, Brad, Independent Bank is also a very generous community partner. Why is that such an important part of your mission? And how do you like to give back from your seat as CEO Independent Bank?
Matt, our mission is to working together to make a positive difference in the lives of our customers, our associates, our communities, and our shareholders. And we each year we'll have a day, we call it Be the Difference Day, Columbus Day. We'll shut the bank doors and go out into our 25 different counties, working on somewhere in the 75 to 80 different service projects. And it's a great opportunity to put back with our time, right? And it's also a great experience and part of our culture. We'll also leave behind a check for the respective agency or entity. And each year when you add that day up, along with throughout the year, we're making gifts in the community. You've got probably north of $500,000 up to $1 million that's going back. And, that's just part of reinvesting in the communities that we serve. And it's part of our DNA. So, again, thanks for having us on the show today. Independent Bank, been around for a long time, plan on being around for a lot longer. When thinking about a bank, think about Independent.
Well, Brad, Mike, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thanks for all you do in the Great Lakes Bay region, and go have a great weekend. We will be back after these messages.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Summer. Warm sunny days, backyard barbecues, lawn care, and allergies. Oh, and don't forget hot, sleepless summer nights. Don't let allergies and scorching heat ruin your summer. Get relief in the comfort of your home with a new central air system equipped with a whole house air filtration installed by Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Our line of American Standard air conditioners and heat pumps are built with the latest technology, delivering exceptional performance. They efficiently regulate the temperature of your home, providing a refreshing oasis from the heat outdoors. By having a system designed specifically for your home, you can count on Reamer to deliver year-round comfort and savings. Take advantage of several home energy efficiency upgrade tax credits and rebates offered to homeowners. Call today for an estimate or visit our website to schedule a consultation. Take the step to a cooler, cozier, and more efficient home. Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, keeping clients comfortable through all seasons since 1957. You can trust Reamer for professional work with quality products. Financing available.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
That wraps up this edition of the Art Lewis Show. Matt Felan filling in for Art. I want to thank Erik Rodriguez, Chris Rowley, Brad Kessel, and Mike Stodolak for joining me this morning. Up next is Focus with our friends with the Midland DDA, but first the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Vicki Barker. Donald Trump becomes the first former U.S. president to face federal criminal charges.
Trump's attorney says the 7 counts include unlawful retention of national defense information, obstruction, conspiracy, and false statements. The criminal charges grew out of a nearly year-long probe into Trump's handling of hundreds of documents marked classified.
CBS's Catherine Herridge. Trump calling the indictments politically motivated.
They come after me because now we're leading in the polls again by a lot, against Biden and against the Republicans by a lot. And we went up to a level that they figured the way they're going to stop us is by using what's called warfare.
Trump making it clear there he will continue his re-election campaign. A mixed response from his fellow Republicans, as CBS's Robert Costa reports.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said in a statement, the weaponization of federal law enforcement represents a mortal threat to a free society. Yet some Republicans publicly are starting to question whether Trump should carry on as the front runner in this race, as the potential nominee. The former governor of Arkansas, Asa Hutchinson, who's running for the nomination as well, said, quote, "This reaffirms the need for Donald Trump to respect the office and end his campaign."
Officials at the Vatican say Pope Francis has started working from his hospital room. The 86-year-old pontiff underwent a 3-hour hernia operation on Wednesday. To the Canada wildfires now. The air is starting to clear across most of the state's downwind, but not all. Odyssey New York meteorologist Craig Allen tells us more.
Air quality advisories and alerts are in effect for portions of Michigan on down into Indiana, mostly the western portions of Ohio, but there are some areas around Cleveland and northeast on up into northwest sections of Pennsylvania and western New York that will also be affected.
It's been 18 years since 18-year-old Natalie Holloway vanished from the island of Aruba. Now, the chief suspect in her disappearance is in an Alabama courthouse this hour. Joran van der Sloot's been temporarily extradited from Peru, where he's serving a prison sentence for the 2010 murder of a woman there. CBS's Janet Shamlian has more from Birmingham.
Holloway's father, in a statement last month, said, "While nothing can change our painful reality, it is my deep hope that he will finally speak the truth that we have searched for over the last 18 years.
Van der Sloot is facing federal charges of wire fraud and extortion in Alabama related to the Holloway case. He offered to sell the family information about their daughter's death and where her body's hidden. The information he provided proved to be false. On Wall Street, the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ are up slightly in mid-morning trading. This is CBS News.
Hiring's a lot easier with Indeed. Their powerful platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Hey, Bob, how about another burger? Coming up.
Who knew Bob was such a grill master?
Yeah, and his team organized all the games for the kids.
Hey, guys, I think we can get you a better auto loan rate. Wow.
That's great. It's what we do.
At Capocco Community Credit Union, we're your neighbors, living next door and throughout your community. Whether through nonprofit community events or just a neighborhood get-together, Capocco Community Credit Union, your neighbor for all your banking needs. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Liberty Bridge is your gateway to work, school, downtown, and the Midland Street Business District. Save time and fuel by taking Liberty to your destination. Avoid congestion at other local bridges and experience Bay City's newest, most reliable bridge, brought to you by local union workers and Bay City Bridge Partners. Tolling begins soon. For your passport to the lowest rates, create your account online today at BayCityBridgePartners.com or visit the Bay City Bridge Partners Customer Service Center at 300 Center Avenue in downtown Bay City.
Let's face it, talking about life insurance is never easy. But after we watched a close friend lose her husband with no insurance, we decided that wasn't going to happen to our family.
Yeah, but shopping for life insurance can be almost as difficult as talking about it.
But then we heard about Ethos Life Insurance. They're a new kind of life insurance, built for people on a busy schedule who don't have time for unnecessary doctor's visits, fine print, or hidden fees. You know, who want to keep it simple.
I couldn't believe how easy it was. We answered a few basic questions, and within minutes, we had an estimate of what it would cost and what sort of policy made sense for us.
I never imagined life insurance could be so affordable.
And accessible.
The peace of mind knowing that our future is secure, it just removes a lot of the fear around getting older.
Yeah, the unexpected.
I'm glad we talked about it.
I'm glad we went with ethoslife.com.
Go to ethoslife.com now for your free estimate. That's ETHOSlife.com. ETHOSlife.com.
Live
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Sunny skies and 68 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Perchup. A teen was hospitalized after a shootout in Buena Vista Township Tuesday. According to police, a 17-year-old male had been shot while exchanging gunfire with two other people outside the Little Caesars Pizza restaurant on Dixie Highway around 7:15 p.m. Authorities say the teen drove off and then was later taken to a hospital. He reportedly told police two people had been running toward him in the parking lot. Investigators have been unable to find the other two shooters and are asking anyone with information to call 989-577-9583. Northwood University's esports team has done it again. The Timberwolves won the 2023 Collegiate Valorant National Championship on Wednesday at Riot Games Arena in Los Angeles. This past year, the team competed against more than 500 colleges and went 28-0 in the North Conference, securing the number one seed in the national playoff bracket. In the playoffs this week, the Timberwolves defeated Oklahoma Wesleyan University, Converse University, Rutgers, Blinn College, and Winthrop University 3-2 in the grand finals. The Northwood team has had an impressive couple of years, winning the Collegiate Rocket League World Championship in Dallas, Texas last June, the Red Bull Campus Clutch World Championship last December in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and 4 other national titles in April. A Mount Pleasant restaurant is receiving national attention. Pixie Restaurant at 302 North Mission Street has been named one of America's best restaurants by ABR, a national media and marketing company focusing on independently owned restaurants. Celebrating 75 years in business this year, the Pixie Restaurant opened in 1948 and is known for its bitty burgers, an iconic pink Cadillac front end mounted on the outside wall. ABR will be visiting the restaurant June 22nd to film an episode of its online ABR Roadshow, which will air on social media at a later date yet to be determined. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
The Salvation Army of Bay City is pleased to sponsor the 3rd annual Kettle Cruise this Saturday, starting at Smith Park on Burn Street in Essexville, in the RD Holdings warehouse. Lineup and displays start at 11 at the park. This event is a fundraiser for the Bay County Salvation Army, with all the proceeds going to special projects funded by the Salvation Army. The cruise sets off at 12:30, and the cost to participate with your car is only $10. Call the Bay City Salvation Army or go online for registration and details. We'll see you at Smith Park this Saturday for Kettle Cruise.
It's been popping up in orchards and vineyards all over. Any origin theories, callers?
Oh, hey, yeah, it's Sevia fungicide from BASF, a category leader in disease control.
How do you explain these healthy crops?
Well, longer-lasting residual. Plus, it's built for current regulatory standards and prepared for what's to come, which improves crop marketing flexibility, so...
A fungicide that is out of this world? I knew it. Sevia fungicide from BASF. Or is it? Always read and follow legal directions.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A recent study says Americans are tipping less often for numerous services. Gen Zers, ages 18 to 26, millennials, ages 27 to 42, and men overall stand out for being the worst tippers. At restaurants, 35% of Gen Zers and 50% of millennials actually tip, compared to 80% of Gen Xers, ages 43 to 58, and baby boomers, ages 59 to 77. Additionally, 66% of Americans have a negative view about tipping. 41% feel like businesses should pay their employees better. 32% feel annoyed about pre-entered tip screens, and 15% admit to being confused about how much to tip. Michigan has a big talent gap when it comes to healthcare workers. Brian Peters of the Michigan Health and Hospital Association says there are thousands of job vacancies in the health field right now.
We have 27,000 open positions here in the state of Michigan. About 8,000 of those are for RNs. We are trying desperately to hire them. We cannot.
Peters says healthcare and education leaders are kicking off a new digital and social campaign aimed at high school and college students, letting them know about the opportunities in the field. In Detroit, people wanting to park downtown for the Taylor Swift concerts or Tigers games may have a hard time finding a spot or will have to pay big bucks for a space. The Parkways app shows many parking garages already sold out. There's one lot charging $1,000 to park. After all fees are calculated, the total cost to park will be closer to $1,100, and that's Harmony Park on Randolph, about 2 blocks from Ford Field. WSGW News Time 11:10. I'm Mike Percha. Now here's WNEM First Alert meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Your Friday has a high of 78 degrees with partly to mostly sunny skies. We'll have a northwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour as well, which will help with our air quality. We are still seeing a plume of smoke this morning, but then behind that into the afternoon with that northwest wind, our air quality will be improving. Into tonight, mostly clear with a low of 50 and just a light northwest wind. Saturday, a west wind at 5 to 15 with a high of 84. Will be mostly sunny before a slight chance of an evening shower. More rain as we go into your Sunday, even the late parts of Saturday night, but then especially on Sunday during the afternoon, that's where we could see longer stretches of that rainfall. We'll have a high of 71 on Sunday. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matthew Mondro.
Right now it's 69 degrees at WSGW.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
Good Friday morning, everyone, and welcome to the Focus Show. This is Matt Felan filling in for Art Lewis, who's on vacation. And on today's Focus, I am ecstatic. We have my good friend Selena Harris, Community Affairs Director with the City of Midland. Good morning, Selena.
Hey, Matt. So good to talk with you. How are you?
I am great. So, Selena, we both love summer in the Great Lakes Bay region, and summer in Midland is a great time, and it has changed in the last several years. We're now entering the 4th year of the pedestrian plaza. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So of all the horrible experiences that COVID gave us, every now and then you find a bright shining spot. And ours happens to be the unique development of our pedestrian plaza area. So we started Pedestrian Plaza in 2020 as a way to give our retailers and restaurants a way to spread out into the streets and offer patrons more room to shop and dine. And ever since then, it's kind of stuck, and our community has adopted it as their exciting summertime place. So starting this week, we closed down 2 blocks of Main Street from Ashman to Rod and part of the intersecting street McDonald. And for the next 4 months, from June through September, that will be completely pedestrianized. It's been built out with unique seating areas, lots of games, including cornhole and ping pong and other events that you can do for entertainment down there. And then starting tonight, we have the Commons Live Music Series, which is free live music every Friday and Saturday evening.
Yeah, and who do you have out tonight? I know 7 p.m. here on Friday. What's going to be the music tonight?
Yep, 7 till 9 every Friday and Saturday night, starting with our favorite band from the area, Stone Street Revival. We started a relationship with Stone Street Revival during our first year. Stone Street was kind of starting up as a new group of very, very talented musicians playing together. So they did our first year Pedestrian Plaza quite a bit. And ever since then, they've been a hit with our community. And we just love to have them come and kick off our Pedestrian Plaza season.
You know, Selena, you raised a great point about the unintended consequences of COVID. And in some cases, these have been positive unintended consequences. I don't know about you, but I travel around the state, and I really think our region and areas like Bay City and Midland have done just an exceptional job with feet on the streets and the pedestrian plaza. It's really kind of a source of pride for the region right now, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And our good friends over in Bay City, we exchange ideas and steal concepts from one another all the time. And I think we're both doing a really good job for our communities of giving that really nice outdoor gathering space.
Yeah, I think they always say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. And I've seen that going down US 10 in both directions. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. But when we're back, we're going to discuss what adult recess is with Selena Harris.
This is Rachel from the SVRC Marketplace, located at 203 South Washington, right on Riverfront Saginaw. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We are so excited to welcome back our downtown Saginaw Farmers Market. Support our farmers and our small businesses, like the Little Yarn Shop, Valerie B's Cupcakes, the ever-popular Top King, and the creative Thrive Creative Innovations. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming events. We thank you for the continued support of our small businesses. Remember to shop local, eat local, support small business, and we'll see you at the market. This is Rachel from the boardroom, located inside the SVRC Marketplace, open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., offering everyday lunch specials and a full bar with over 20 Michigan brews on tap. Come enjoy one of the only outdoor patios right on Riverfront Saginaw. Follow us on Facebook for our live entertainment schedule as we welcome local talent Thursday to Friday. Did you know we offer food and alcohol catering for indoor and off-site events? Contact us at 989-770-0233 for more information. Get on board and support small.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
If you're hiring, it can feel like trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. Like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
You are with WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios.
Good morning and welcome back to the Focus Show. This is Matt Felan with the Great Lakes Bay Regional Alliance, filling in for Art today. And I've been joined by my good friend, Selena Harris, Community Affairs Director for the City of Midland. So, Selena, I also see on the Midland Pedestrian Plaza that there's something called Adult Recess on Wednesdays at lunch. I got to tell you, I think I need more adult recess in my life. What is Adult Recess?
I think everybody does. So it's just like it sounds. Remember when you were in elementary school and you always looked forward to that lunchtime recess when you could kind of give your brain a break and get out and play with your friends for a little bit before you had to go back to the afternoon activities? Well, that's what adult recess is. We firmly believe that everybody needs to be a little more childlike at times in their days and give them an opportunity to come out and join us in the pedestrian plaza at lunchtime. This is held every Wednesday from 11 till 1. We drag out a bunch of games like giant Jenga and Foursquare, and we bring out some bubbles and hula hoops, and we still have the cornhole games and ping pong, and we just invite adults and kids alike to join us in the pedestrian plaza and play for a little bit. Just give your brain a break, get out and move about a bit, and meet with some friends.
And also, I see, starting July 12th, you have free mini golf on Main. What does free mini golf exactly mean?
So, as you know, the Great Lakes Bay Invitational is coming up in July, and we love to partner and pay homage to that great event in our community. So downtown Midland provides, I think it's like 14 days of free mini golf on Main Street. Bring down your friends and your family or your adults and enjoy a free round of mini golf. We partner with all our businesses downtown. They sponsor a hole. We have 18 holes that you can take part in. Grab a putter and a golf ball and just enjoy a free round of mini golf in downtown Midland.
Folks, if you're down there and you see me with a golf club in hand, even though it's just putting, you may want to protect yourself. I cannot guarantee where the shot is going, but I can tell you I'll be having a blast. You brought up the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational, which has really become one of the premier events here in the region and in Midland. And if I'm not mistaken, the kickoff of the GLBI is going to start this year with the Rock the Block event. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so this is, I believe, the second year that the Great Lakes Bay Invitational has kicked off their fun week of LPGA play at the Midland Country Club with just a community party in the pedestrian plaza. They've named it Rock the Block, and they'll bring in some food trucks. They'll have entertainment, a DJ or band, and it'll be an opportunity to hear from some of the leaders of that wonderful Great Lakes Bay Invitational.
Oh, that sounds like a blast. And then also kicking off in June is what's called Weekend Warm Up in downtown Midland. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, this was an event that was actually designed by our businesses downtown, recognizing that Thursdays in downtown Midland are really the place to be. And we thought, why not invite folks to start their weekend just a little bit early? You know, we all start thinking about that weekend on Thursday afternoon. In downtown Midland, we have the Larkin's Beer Garden is open at 4 p.m. on Thursdays. We have Tunes by the Tridge starting at 7. And then at dusk, you can enjoy a free movie on the wall of Ace Hardware down on Main and Cronkite. But in between there, we have 21 businesses that will be open later into the evening on Thursdays, and pubs and restaurants offering drink and appetizer specials as well. So if you're looking for something to do on Thursdays, downtown Midland is the place to be.
I give you guys so much credit when you get to the point that you're using the wall of Ace Hardware for programming. You guys literally are trying to utilize every last square inch of the downtown area, aren't you?
Absolutely. And it just helps that we have businesses downtown that are just really interested in offering what they can to provide entertainment and just reasons for people to be downtown.
So, Selena, it's impossible to talk about downtown without also talking about some of the challenges you have. And the world has been a challenging place the last several years, but there may not be many places in the country that have had the magnitude of challenges like Midland County and the city of Midland due to the flooding and the river events there. And I know that there's a new riverfront redevelopment plan that's taking place, and clearly flood mitigation for the city of Midland and downtown is also a big priority. Can you talk about that new plan and kind of where you guys are at and what that's really going to mean to downtown Midland?
Yeah, so, as we talked about at the top of this show, 2020 really knocked us on our behinds from not only COVID, but also we had that massive double dam failure and flooding in downtown Midland. So as a result of that, again, pros and cons come out of everything. And on the downside, our farmers market that used to be located in the riverfront area of downtown Midland has decided that it wants to build a larger, more flexible facility. So they've decided to relocate, which gives us an opportunity then to take that space that they had occupied for many, many years and just rethink the whole riverfront area. We've spent the last year working with a urban design planner to help us design a new look and feel for that riverfront area. We talked a lot to the community about what they wanted in that space. So we've developed a plan to redesign that space to include more seating areas, a larger stage, more permanent stage facility, some additional play areas, a replanned splash pad space for young kids, and a ice loop that we would like to implement that would allow us to provide full-time ice outdoors during the winter season, and then that would transition to a concrete path for children ride-on toys and bikes and skating in the summertime. So we're working on implementing that redevelopment plan, getting all the approvals we need, and of course, funding for it.
Oh, yeah. Always have to look for every source of funding possible. And I think that's one of the important parts of the work being done by our friends at the Midland Business Alliance with local leaders really trying to advocate on behalf of Midland, both on the state and federal level, to bring funding and protect our downtown. We just have about another minute or two, Selena. Is there anything else going on in downtown Midland this summer that you would love the listeners to be aware of?
Oh, and besides all the things we've already talked about, there's always a great Loons game going on down at Dow Diamond. We have River Days coming up in August, and of course the LPGA event in July. So there's always something happening in downtown Midland, and if you ever find yourself with a Friday or Saturday, you can't seem to fill it, we got everything you need. So I would invite folks to check out our full calendar of events at downtownmidland.com.
Well, Selena, I can tell you, I love to frequent downtown Midland. Without getting too specific, you can get amazing pizza, phenomenal Italian food, barbecue, cookies, shopping. It's really been exciting to watch downtown Midland really transform over the course of the last decade. Did you, in your wildest dreams, think that this could all happen so quickly?
Oh, absolutely not. And like I said, the pedestrian plaza has really changed the game for us, and I think the community as a whole.
Well, Selena, you go have a great weekend in downtown Midland. I will look forward to seeing you out and about at one of these many great events. Talk to you soon.
Sounds great. Good to talk to you, Matt. Take care.
And that wraps up this edition of the Focus Show. We'll be back after these messages.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family.